Hey, you're that.
Hey, Troy.
Okay, so as we kick off today's show, I wanted to kind of read something kind of interesting because it reminds me of something. The title is 16 kilograms poppy recovered in Udhampur, truck arrested. So it's probably somewhere in another country, obviously, but I got a reason for this. It says police arrested a trucker and recovered 16 kilograms of poppy from him in Jammu and Kashmir's Udhampur district, officials said. A police team intercepted. I can't even talk today.
I noticed.
A police team intercepted a truck on the highway at Jakini Belt. They said narcotic smuggler Gurbaz Singh was arrested and poppy straw was recovered from him. The vehicle was also seized, the officials said. A case has been registered and further investigation is on the underway. Now, the reason I read that article, kind of read it, I messed up reading it. The reason that I read that is because, do you remember Poppy? Do you remember that? On The Wizard of Oz. Poppies. Remember when she did the poppy fields and what's the girl's name? Snow White or what's
Wizard
her
of
name?
Oz is not
the
Snow
chick,
White.
The chick that came with the house that flew in. What was her name? She came with the mutt. Toto.
All I know is we're not.
Dorothy. Dorothy. Yeah.
Yeah, you got to remember. Do I like the Wizard of Oz?
I don't know, but like I've seen it a million times when I was a kid, and don't you remember like when they're after Princess Leia or whatever her name is, right? Or Dorothy, and they're like, she sees her in a crystal ball, and she's like, Poppy, and then she makes the poppies bloom or whatever, and it puts her to sleep. Which of course, poppy is what's used to make heroin. That's why the trucker got arrested in wherever that town is, Udhampur in Kashmir. So, anyways, I just thought I'd bring that up. So you have there's absolutely no connection with you on this one at all.
I dislike the Wizard of Oz. I don't even know if I've seen the movie start to finish ever. I think I've tried watching it twice.
Okay, well.
So Wizard of Oz references, if it's not something that you see continually, I wouldn't know anything about it. So.
Well, I guess there goes my...
Puppy.
Yeah. There goes my fun for the day. You took that away from me. Thanks, by the way.
Snatched it right from you.
Yeah?
Sorry.
Okay. Anyways, Tuxedo.
I don't know. My brothers did that to me.
Yeah. Okay. So, trucking. Tuxedo. Here we are this week, and we've got quite a bit to talk about today. How about we talk about one of our sponsors, national carriers?
Poppy. No, I'm kidding.
Poppy. I don't think national carriers hauls poppies.
Beef. It's what's for dinner.
Yeah, they are the beef. They are the beef people.
Yes.
Second largest beef producer in the United States. They have their own.
Good record.
Absolutely. I mean, if you knew how many cattle a day are slaughtered by the second largest, it's huge. But that's what America eats, beef.
It's what's for dinner.
It's like 54,000 cows a day.
It's when you don't use the other white meat.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Well, I don't think beef is any white meat. But,
no, I said, never mind.
But anyways, listen, they're looking for students. They're looking for solo drivers, regional drivers, over-the-road drivers, lease drivers.
Female trainers.
Company drivers, female trainers, men
They'll take
trainers.
any trainers, yeah, but
they're
females.
growing. Yeah, they're very growing. They have their own freight, zero touch.
Great people, too.
Very nice people. We've been dealing with them for quite a long time.
Mm-hmm.
The phone number for them is 888-311-7076. If you are in the market for a new job, drivers, give them a call and see if they've got something that would fit your needs and your schedule. And I believe, with Trucker Ron being there and now Johnny S. is working over there, honestly, I'm getting good reports. So pick up the phone, 888-311-7076. Okay, Ruth Ann, do you have something today for us, or shall I bring up something? Check this out. This is kind of...
You notice I didn't even get to say yes or no. I do have something.
Go ahead,
good.
let's hear it.
No, you go with yours.
I want to hear it.
No,
I want to hear it.
I'll do mine after.
No, I want to hear it.
Okay, don't twist my arm. Okay, so this article, I'm reading the headline and then I'm going to read through the article, okay?
Sure.
So the headline, police target truckers, landowners over illegal truck parking, ignoring the bigger issue, truckers in South Florida have nowhere to park, exclamation point.
Okay. Now, I thought I heard you say they're targeting truckers and the landowners.
Yes, that's why I read the whole article.
So the landowners are illegally charging truckers for parking?
Well, see, and that's the thing is, I was trying to figure that out too when I first read that. And then as I'm reading the article, it comes across differently. So
let's hear it.
Tell me what you think. So I'm going to skip through the first half of it, which is the writer saying how he remembers things. But it seems parking or lack thereof is still a major issue in South Florida. Truckers recently found themselves, quote, targeted by law enforcement in the Miami area as dozens of officers swarmed illegal parking lots, arresting the property owners and citing the drivers. According to WVSN, the 7 Investigates team exposed how big the big rig parking lots have disturbed illegal big rig parking lots throughout the Miami-Dade area last month. This is a new article, so they're speaking of April. What it's even more interesting is that they chose to call this operation, listen to this, quotation, Operation Lot Lizard. Seriously.
Are you serious?
Yeah. Seemingly a reference to prostitution at truck stops, although there is no mention in any article from the police that prostitution was even involved in any of the recent busts. So they just decided they're going to name it Operation Lot Lizards, even though it has nothing to do with sex in the parking lots. According to the 7 investigators, more than 20 Miami-Dade officers, because they have nothing else better to do with their life, and members of the Florida Highway Patrol descended on several properties this week in an effort to put a stop to those illegal big rig parking lots. According to police, they investigated the property owners while Florida Highway Patrol officers pulled over the trucks as they left. Miami-Dade detective says, "We're going after the truckers too. They're just involved in this situation. They know what they're doing is incorrect." I'm still, like I said, trying to figure this out. The property owners are allowing trucks to park in their properties. Yeah. So that's...
So because it's most likely because it's not permitted by the city of Miami.
See, that's what I'm getting at.
Is that what it is?
That's what I'm thinking.
It has to be that.
So a Facebook user by the name of Sean commented in the Stop the Tires 2020 Facebook group, "You'd think they'd have bigger and better things to do rather than harassing truckers for parking on someone's land that gives permission." Exactly, Sean. Ironically, they can do something better to do. Miami has one of the highest crime rates in the country. Murders in Miami-Dade are up to 10.81% from 2021 compared to the previous year. So anyways, let's just keep that part down. For those that are unfamiliar with trucking, park ranks third on the list of the top 10 critical issues in the trucking industry, according to the ATRI. As it has for years, the lack of safe trucking facilities throughout America continue to put truck drivers at risk. Many truck stops which allow parking are dangerous. They're charging. I don't understand that anymore. So here's what they're saying. Truckers are limited to how many hours they can legally drive with the ELDs. Is required to install the vehicles. Okay, let's just skip over that. One driver attempted to get creative with where he was planning to park when he ran out of the time and find a safe place. His name was Jason Ribbensburg. On March 5th, he parked at an abandoned gas station in South Carolina after not being able to find a safe place to park. Tragically, he was assaulted and murdered while he slept in his truck, while with his assailant stealing the $7 he had in his wallet. So I think that's why they're trying to say that they have to park legally in truck stops and not at these property owners because there's no security. I don't know. The truck parking issue is critical, and that there's a House of Representatives introduced a bipartisan bill, the Truck Parking Safety Act, to take on the issue head on. That was the article. It never told you why it was illegal for them to park there.
Well, it's probably most likely because, especially in certain cities, you got to be permitted for each little thing you're going to be representing in business. Now, my thoughts were, okay, you're really worried about truckers and parking,
right?
That the actually private businesses are offering to help these guys out, and you know, they're making $1 too. I mean, everybody's winning in that situation. In many cases, believe it or not, a trucking company will actually pay for parking in areas where they know they need drivers, so they'll actually pay, and they charge $100 to $200 a month, I think, for truck parking a lot of times, and these trucking companies are willing to pay it, and they should be.
Well, not only that. Well, go ahead.
Well, what I was going to say though is, Miami, are you serious?
All the stuff.
No, I'm talking to Miami, not you. I'm talking to Miami. I mean, okay. if Miami is listening,
you gotta go, yo, Miami.
No, I'm just saying, if you're listening, Miami, I mean, don't like they said, isn't there better things for the police? Unbelievable. Look, I back police, the good ones, but I mean, I know. You might want to go looking to see if maybe one of Pablo Escobar's cousins are still trying to smuggle drugs into Miami, or
there's so many more things.
The illegal sex trade, or like you said,
human trafficking. Yes.
Human trafficking, murder, all that stuff. But no, you guys are walking around looking for, you guys look like you look like bumbleheads. When you go out targeting people for a parking ticket or jaywalking, or you're out there really, really pushing bad truck parking, when all around you, they're pushing kilos of cocaine on the street, or meth, or whatever the hell's going on. I would say, honestly, that's actually insulting to the trucking industry. And look, I know if something's illegal, it's illegal, but that's over a permit issue. I guarantee you that's all that is.
It has to be.
It has to be, because most likely they probably, I can almost guarantee you, it's almost like, here in Citrus County, you have to have a minimum of 2 or 2.5 acres to own a horse. That's the truth.
Yeah.
That's the law here. Okay,
I think it was 1 acre, but
no, I think they changed it.
That's what I'm saying. It might have been.
Okay, but the bottom line is, it's a permit thing. Okay, you need permit. So my guess is, somebody that's parking on someone's lot, they probably need X amount of square footage in order to have, trucks pull in and exit and all this other stuff. Most likely it's a zoning thing or a permit thing. And so you got to ask, why would they push something like that? It's because some politician has a bug up his ass over that. Or the cops don't just go out targeting it, like you said. It was like a sting. That's what you just said.
It was. Yeah.
So if it was a sting, that means it was set up. Well, if it was a big sting, there's a big truck parking conspiracy in Miami. Let's get all the heads together and woohoo, we're going to come up with a big sting. Well, somebody above the cops had to come up with that. That's what people don't understand. We're picking on the cops, but some clown that's above those cops, they're the ones that say, here's what we're targeting this week. And there's a reason they're doing that. Probably some rich son of a gun, or whoever, it's bugging somebody. Maybe truck parking in some rich neighborhood, or whatever the case is.
I wouldn't think it's that.
Somebody's complaining to where this is going on. They're not just going,
that guy's reefer kept me up till 2 a.m.
Well, that might be it. But so they didn't just get up today and go, okay, guys, we got a list here. Drug runners, human trafficking, tractor trailer parking, and
ice truck killer,
and that's Dexter, and murderers. What do you guys think? What do you think? Where do we really need to crack down? Truckers. Yeah, let's get them truckers. It doesn't work that way. Somebody with money is pissed off over this in the city, and this is exactly what's happening. I can almost guarantee you trace it back. You trace the paper trail. It goes to some snooty politician that's being bugged by his rich friends
Could have been
every single time.
Yeah, it could be that. It could also be that someone wants that property, and
Yeah,
so
but
there's
it's several parking lots.
Well, here's what I have to say. They should be thankful that someone is saying, "Hey, come park on my property. Yeah, I'm going to charge you, but you don't have to go and park in Walmart now, or park somewhere where you really shouldn't be parking." They should be thinking that. They should actually be thankful that someone is offering their property up for this.
Yeah, but that's not the whole point. Is their greed or whatever their motive is supersedes being kind to truckers. They don't care. People don't really care to be kind.
And
What they care about is their wallets and their friends and their votes.
And that's what I'm saying. It's not hurting them at all.
It is hurting them. I just told you what's going on.
You're not getting what I was trying to say, but that's fine. I understand what you're saying, definitely.
Yeah, it's hurting them because they got somebody complaining that is important to them. Okay, I'm telling you, there's no other reason. There's no reason to go, okay, we got murderers, breaking and entering, truckers parking in the wrong spot. Let's go ahead and make that the most important thing today. It doesn't work that way.
No,
somebody above the cops is directing these guys because of a motive.
Yeah, it's probably saying, okay, well, they're 80,000 pounds and there's 12 trucks on that lot. That's a weight of excessive of this much per square foot that should be allowed on that property. You know what I mean? You know how they always say you need so much square feet for drainage, or you need so much of this. Well, that's probably what it's something like that.
I told you that 5 minutes ago. That's exactly the permit that they're lacking. That's where they're getting these guys on. That's the loophole they're arresting them on.
I know.
But the bottom line is
it's their money.
There's a motive. Well, money, something. Money. Yeah, whatever, right? Okay. So anyways, we shall move on. Truck drivers. Okay. How about Ray Logistics?
They're cool.
Ray Logistics, if you're an owner operator and you are looking to lease on with somebody and you really like pulling vans, dry box, Ray Logistics is the place. I mean that. 833-739-5647. Company, every time you make 30, I just love saying this. Every time you make 30 grand, they give you $15,000 more as a bonus. You make another 30 grand.
Nice. I mean.
Right. You make another 30 grand, you get another $15,000 bonus. You make money and then you get bonuses. That's what they advertise. Excuse me.
That was his throat.
I just drank a Sprite. That was 833-739-5647. Tell them Talk CDL told you to call. Like I said, they sound like a hot company to check out. And it sounds like you can make some good money over there. Ray Logistics. And that's R-E-Y, by the way. That's how they spell Ray Logistics.
R-E-Y. And you know what else I want to say real quick with that? You could do your orientation at home.
That is cool. They do all orientations at home. I think a lot of companies are doing that satellite thing now, but that is cool with them. I guess they drug screen you, you fax everything in, or just snap a picture.
They work with you on all of that, so
okay. All right. That was an interesting article, by the way, and I really liked that article because it shows how ignorant the world is when it comes to truckers. There's a major problem. Some people are fixing it for themselves, and yet they're going to find a way to shut it down. Unbelievable. Let's move on. How about this? You ready for this one?
I'm ready. Hit me with your best shot. Sorry.
I will. Long-haul trucker arrested in Utah after trying to have sex with teen, police say. Interesting, isn't it? Layton, a long-haul truck driver from Tennessee, has been charged with trying to have sex with a child in Utah. Isn't Utah? It's usually like multi-wives. He's messing up the norm out there. He didn't go out there and look for like 5 wives. He just went out there and looked for a child, which is bad.
Yeah, I can't get you the joke on that one.
Right. Okay. So Larry Todd Odom, 53, of Kingsport, Tennessee, was charged Friday in 2nd District Court with attempted rape of a child, a first-degree felony. On May 8th, now listen, this is interesting the way they did this. I was reading, I'm going, that's a little weird. It says on May 8th, an undercover police officer placed an ad on an undisclosed popular website while posing as a father who was offering his 13-year-old daughter for sex.
Ugh.
So there's really no child involved, just the making up of a child. Okay.
It was a sting.
Yeah, look, believe me, I want all perverts off the street.
Yeah, you got to try stuff. You got to.
They're really going out. You know, it's almost like remember the old. I don't know if they may still do it where like some undercover chick puts on hooker clothes, but she's really a cop. And then if you proposition her, you get put. Well, same thing here. So this guy goes on the internet. He fills out an ad. Now, what's really bizarre is, what kind of a creep would actually say, "Ooh, wow, I like that ad. This guy's gonna give me his 13-year-old daughter, and I'm going to pay him to have sex with her." I mean, that's just twisted in your mind to even think that there's, I mean, and the sad thing is there's probably parents out there to do that.
There is parents out there that do it, but I mean, they're in a classification of themselves. The person that does it, the parent that doesn't, and the guy that's doing it, I mean, that's not normal society.
Well, it's crazy. Here, I'll read the rest of it real quick. It says, according to charging documents, Odom responded to the ad, and from May 8th through May 11th, so for the next 3 days, he engaged in highly sexual conversation with the undercover officer, a police affidavit said. When Odom arrived at the designated meeting location and told the parent, it says, quote, parent.
Yeah, because it's a cop. Fake, yeah.
It's a bear. Anyways, the parent, to only have the child get into the cab of his truck, he was arrested, according to investigators. I mean, seriously, what was that show? Chris Hansen, remember that?
To Catch a Predator.
Was that what it's called? To Catch a Predator or something like that? And like he would have like some little girl, but she was actually an adult. They'd get
they would have the decoys.
Decoys. That's it. They'd lure these guys in. They'd even have the video set up, and these guys are pulling up, and they'd bring all kind of sexual toys with them and stuff. They'd walk in, they'd sit down, and then the pretending little kid would go, "Okay, I'll be right back," and they walk out the door, and then Chris Hansen would walk in, and he'd go, "Hey, how you doing there? Have a seat right there." And he'd go, "What are you doing here? Soliciting children." Well, I really wasn't. Well, I've got you right here. I've got the
whole transcript.
I've got the whole transcript, and it talks about what you want to do with this child. And well, I didn't know she was 12. Well, right here it says I can get in trouble if anybody found out that you were 12. I was
every single thing.
So he's got all the information. The guy's like, he goes, "Well, one more thing. I'm Chris Hansen, and I'm doing a show for NBC about To Catch a Predator. And you're free to go." And then he'd go out, and sometimes they'd tackle the guy or they'd arrest him and stuff. It's almost like, what dumbass, after that show aired for all those years, because that was on for a long time.
Very long time.
What dumbass is so stupid that he doesn't think a 13-year-old being soliciting on the internet couldn't be a possible sting?
Here's where I'm just going to kind of like say, the same idiot or the same fool that would want to have sex or any kind of illegal actions with said 13-year-old. So you can't, in the Bible it says the simple things to confound the wise. That person is... God
chose the simple things to confound the wise.
Right.
So, yeah.
So for him to sit there and think, ooh, that young... I mean, there's women that are that way too. So
I mean, you got to think you're pretty smart if you're actually going to travel from Tennessee to Utah.
If you think you're pretty smart, no matter what, you think you're getting away with something because you just tricked a little tiny child's mind, a 13-year-old, a 12-year-old, no matter what the age is. You just think that you tricked them enough to entertain you.
Did you notice the age of this guy? He was 53. So you can't tell me that if you're a pervert at 53. There isn't a victim in your life before.
Oh, many.
That's what they say. I mean, you don't just all of a sudden wake up at 53 and go, "I think I'll start molesting children."
Yeah.
You've been doing it your whole life.
You just didn't get caught yet.
And I'm not saying this guy did his own kids, but a lot of times it starts with your own kids or your relatives' kids is what they do.
You're that creepy uncle.
Yeah. So, he's the creepy uncle. It's sad. But I will say this, in closing on this, it's one guy out of trucking. Most likely. Now, there are some really desperate companies that think, I'll give this guy a chance. But let me tell every one of you out there, one of the reasons why the big trucking companies never hire somebody with a molestation, anything to do with a crime against somebody under 18. I'll tell you why. Because it's called negligent hiring. If that guy gets in your truck after you said, I checked him out, I ran his criminal background, because there's absolute record of, the reports you got. You can't blink your eyes and say, no, I didn't look either. But after you do that, and if he goes and he picks up a child, especially in another state, which becomes even more of a felony when you cross state lines, when that happens in your truck and they take you to court, it's like your whole company's gone. I mean, that's called negligent hiring, and you are going to lose millions and millions of dollars. You're going to be so broke, you're going to owe people for the rest of your life, because negligent hiring falls on you now. You hired the guy even though you know that, because it's going to say on this guy's, when you run his rap sheet, it will say, because we've run rap sheets on truck drivers, and when you get one like that, it'll say crimes against children under 13 or under 14.
Illicit acts or...
Right. Lewd and lascivious acts
under a certain age.
Child under 14 or under 13.
Sometimes under 9. It breaks it down so it's a younger. So
that's why, just in case anybody out there is considering doing stupid crap like this guy, know this: you might as well give up trucking because you're out.
Don't follow those impulses.
And I personally, call for help. If you've never done anything like that, call for help. Get yourself help, because it's not normal. Truly, it's not normal. And somehow, someway, you got to change your mind, your heart, the whole 9 yards. Ruth Ann, I think we should move on to the next segment of Talk CDL. How about JJ Keller? How about another sponsor?
They're awesome.
JJ Keller?
Yeah. I have a box of stuff that to show me what they actually do. Mm-hmm. And I'm going to have us do a video on the different stuff.
On JJ Keller?
Yeah.
So JJ Keller, phone number 888-601-2017. If you're looking to become a truck driver, these people can do all your paperwork. If you're already an owner-operator, actually, I just said if you're looking to be a truck driver. If you're looking to be an owner-operator, JJ Keller will keep you compliant. If you're already an owner-operator and you're not understanding your paperwork, or you even do, and you just don't like keeping all your paperwork up to date, JJ Keller they'll manage everything for you. It's very, very cheap. Pick up the phone and see why a lot of truck drivers are using JJ Keller to keep themselves managed and to keep themselves going without having to worry about getting audited and DOT. Any nightmares at all, Ruth Ann? Give them the number.
Okay. It's 888-601-2017.
Did you have something you were going to say?
Good, yeah, I was. Because sometimes right now, especially, drivers are so busy, they want to just get from point A to point B and keep going.
Yeah.
They take that stress off of you if you just say, just make sure I'm pliant.
Listen, if you're unorganized, and I
try.
Like me, no, you don't have to say it with your lips closed. I am very unorganized. If you see my desk, you would go, wow, Troy, you're a slob. I am very unorganized. So if I was an owner-operator, I would need JJ Keller, because I would be forgetting to do this. And I'm one of those guys who go, I'm going to get that done, and then I don't get it done. And I get mad at myself every single time. So the bottom line is, I would need JJ Keller, and I would be using JJ Keller. Let's move on. What do you got?
I have something that's really cool.
What's really cool? What do you got?
Okay. I got this from, I can't even, Jalopnik. It's a Apple thingy, right?
Okay.
So anyways, it says this startup's semi-hitch detaches the trailer in accidents to save truck drivers.
Wait a second. It's a
startup. It's on the hitch. So let me explain what it does. This just came out this month, so this is definitely new at technology.
So it's a new gadget.
A new gadget
for a tractor trailer.
Right. It says long haul drivers is one of the most dangerous professions in the United States. The National Highway Traffic Safety Administration reported 885 large truck occupants died in 2018, the highest number of fatalities since 1988. It doesn't have anything other than it. In the Insurance Institute for Highway Safety estimated 47% of those in 2019 were the result of rollovers, which occur when cornering too quickly or in the presence of high winds, and those statistics cover just the trucks, In total, 4,951 people died in collision involving large trucks in 2018. So what they're doing, what they're looking at, is with this piece that they're looking at putting on it, when the tractor anti-roll system, it's called TARS, ACILE, axle, I think is what I'm not sure exactly on that pronunciation, has developed, works on an existing trailer and can support the same payloads. The difference is that it's packed with sensors monitoring inertia, the interior, load and vibration, among other parameters. When the data from those sensors signals a rollover is about to take place, a piston knocks the trailer off the hitch, detaching it and allowing it to roll without taking the cab with it, ideally preserving the tractor and those inside. Isn't that cool?
Actually, I do like that. I mean, I'm sure there's a lot of skepticism. Like, what happens if it just thinks for itself and shoots that piston while you're going straight down the highway and detaches the trailer? Hopefully that it never does that. But I do like, and as you were saying that, I was getting a vision in my mind of, because you know how many videos Talk CDL has made. I've got so many rollover videos of drivers going, and once that trailer starts going, you could just tell by some truck drivers when a rollover happens, they didn't even know the trailer was taking them. I mean, and what it does is it literally slams the tractor down. I mean, when it flips, you don't just gently go, you get whipped down to the ground sideways, and a lot of times these guys die or get a broken neck out of it. I told a story years ago when we first started Talk CDL. I'll tell it real quick. I was sitting at a terminal in Chicago at Bridgeview when I was leased on. Well, I was actually, you know that because you're
explaining.
You're married to me, but anyway, so I was driving for an owner operator, and he was leased on FFE at the time. And this guy came in, and he had a cab over. This guy did, but he was sitting in the break room. And he's sitting there, he had tears in his eyes. His one eye looked like it popped, like it was just bright red. And his side of his face looked like a rotten banana. And his whole arm, he was just bruised up really bad. He was an older guy, and he was tearing up telling the story of how he was just in a rollover. And he was emotionally wrecked, this guy. But you could just tell the physical beating he took. From that rollover, and I don't think it was it was violent enough, but I don't think he was going that fast. So I like the idea of a gadget that can, we've got technology. Why not something like that?
It's in the fifth wheel, but.
Yeah, I was going to ask if it was in the fifth wheel. It has to be. Because that's where it's attached. So in order to prevent, and I got to tell you, it's still going to be considered a rollover in your record. The good thing is you probably won't get hurt. And you may still roll because you're going too fast. You may still wreck because you're going too fast. But the bottom line is you definitely aren't going to get hurt as much. I think it's a great idea as long as it works and does only what it's supposed to do.
Well, yeah, they've been doing a lot of the different testings on it. But if you think about it, the other stuff that it's going to save is all that fuel. So when a tractor rolls over, it's dumping all that fuel out of it too. The only fuel that would be lost in this type of accident would be if it's like a reefer or something like that has a reefer tank on it and that ends up bursting. Other than that tractor could end up being saved, not just the occupants,
Yeah, no, I like it. I truly do. I'm not going to deny what I actually thought. We have one last sponsor to mention, Ruth Ann, and why don't we move on to that? Road Ready Insurance. They're partners with Nationwide Haul, who sells trailers. But Road Ready Insurance, they're asking truck drivers to give them a call. You owner operators, small fleet owners, or large trucking companies, whoever, and they're pretty confident that they could maybe get you a better deal. And like we tell everybody, what's that one insurance company? They go, 15 minutes could save you
Geico.
$5 billion. And you know what? Geico never saved me nothing. But these guys right here, they're not saying, listen, we guarantee it. What they're saying is, look, we can run the checks. And you may have some guy that's paying, I don't even know the numbers. You may have a guy that's paying $30,000 a year as an owner operator, a small fleet. Okay. And these guys may be able to get you down to 21,000, or you may have a guy that's only.
You don't know unless you call.
Spending 10. Exactly. Pick up the phone. Tell them Talk CDL sent you over. their number for Road Ready Insurance is 855-818-1735. That's 855-818-1735. And tell them Talk CDL said that to go ahead and get you better insurance rates. And then call us back and let us know that they listened to us. What do you think, Ruthann? You like it? Hey, one last thing. I wanted to mention, this is kind of weird. You know how, like, because of the COVID last year, it's like shortage after, like we know this just one trucking company that hauls boats, and like boats are in so demand, but they had to shut it down because the boat manufacturers can't get the material to finish the boats right now. The boat orders are backed up. Like, trailers right now, if you order a dry van, a flatbed, a reefer, like you order a reefer right now, I know a small reefer company, he's got one order because he orders his customized. Right now, it's a 2-year waiting list just to get a trailer. I have people coming on Talk CDL on our Facebook page going, hey, where can we get a trailer? We want to buy a trailer. I'm like, good luck, buddy, because nobody can find them. My suggestion would be maybe yourselves go ahead and get one of these old used trailers and see if you can put it in your shop and make it compliant to DOT standards right now. And because there's a lot of new guys that got their own authority. Hopefully they're going through J.J. Keller, and they're wanting to get a trailer and start doing their own thing with their own, brokering their own loads. Well, guess what? All these shortages. I almost got away from what I was going to say.
I know. I'm like waiting for you to go back to it because my head started going off with it too.
Okay, listen to this. This is in Sioux City, Iowa. Tire shortage could affect Siouxland trucker and farmers, which it says this, it says a short supply of rubber is beginning to affect the supply of tires, even in Siouxland, where dealers said they are beginning to feel the pinch. What seems like a never-ending list just got a little longer. There's now a tire shortage, and it's expected to get worse. Bobby Evans is a trucker. He said he hasn't felt the effects quite yet. At the moment, it ain't, but if it did, he says it would shut us down for a while. And so really what's going on right now, they're seeing, and what wears out on trucks? Tires.
A lot.
And if everything, and listen, everybody's got to understand, last year, remember the toilet paper supply? I mean, people were like almost going outside and having to use leaves because everybody bought up all the toilet paper and the hand sanitizer. But that was just the beginning of it. That was just like the tip of the iceberg last year. Now all of a sudden you're seeing boat manufacturers, tire people that are with tires. Now just imagine if they don't get the rubber because when the COVID shut everything down, everybody, you can't have any more than 50 people in a room. So all these plants were limited to the work they could get done last year because of the COVID. And so nothing got done. And now you're seeing the ripple effect of nobody working for the last year. And like, this is why trucking is huge right now. I mean, honestly, when it catches up, it's going to be a big wall people run into.
It's going to be like an explosion.
Right. But right now, the freight's out there. Like, production can't keep up with loads right now because it's just people around the clock making, and hopefully, as we get people back to work, in the country and they join these manufacturing plants and start producing. Okay. But if there becomes a tire shortage, people better start learning how to do recaps. Well, I guess you couldn't do recaps without the rubber either. Right. So if there becomes a tire shortage in this country, there's going to be a lot of trouble there, buddy. A lot.
We'll do the caveman stone one.
That's
first
true.
wheel.
You can make a Fred Flintstone tire.
Right. First wheel.
See, you're always thinking.
I know.
Yeah. You know what, though? They might be overweight. 18 of those tires.
Yeah, that would be, wouldn't it?
Yeah, you couldn't really put much freight on.
Balloons.
And if you run out of fuel, just cut a hole in the floor and do the Fred Flintstone.
Balloons.
Balloons?
Yeah.
What's balloons?
Tires. Lightweight. You can load more stuff.
What are you talking about?
Balloons for tires. Like just...
Pretend. Stop smoking that stuff. Hey, listen, do you have anything else? Do you have the word of the day from Word Genius?
I do.
Word Genius, you guys. If you ever want to, we give you this word, and hopefully Word Genius, I'm sure they've gotten quite a bit of people that are joining them.
Why are we getting
why are we
such
getting
a
so many
big
truckers?
request right now?
And when they fill out the thing, it says trucker occupation. But
They don't ask that question.
I don't know if they do. I'm just surmising.
They'll be like, man, all these names for emails all come with a truck type of
yeah, what's
signal.
up with that?
Trucker mama, trucker dude,
Where are they getting this? But
number
anyways,
one trucker.
but no, seriously, if you guys go on, obviously online and look up Word Genius, you can get a word every day you get it? Or you
Oh
get
yeah, no, every day I get a word.
Every day you get one word.
I get a
And
word.
It's
And
a
then
word. It's usually a word you never heard of, and then they give you a definition, the pronunciation, all that.
Yeah, they give you all that stuff, and then sometimes I'll get like where it'll be like slang words. Like I'll get a second email on that day, and it'll just like uncommon words or like just different stuff, and it will be sometimes for like other countries too.
Check out Word Genius. Tell them Talk CDL sent you, and they're not our sponsor, by the way.
No.
Just use them.
All right, ready?
Go ahead.
Zelig.
Zelid, Zelid.
G.
Oh, Zelig.
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 Zelig. Where's it come from?
It is American English. It's a noun.
What?
Yeah. You want to hear when it was developed?
Sure.
1980s.
1980s. Is it's kind of like you remember on Saturday Night Live when they came up with words that ain't in the Bible,
Bible or dictionary?
I'm sorry, in the dictionary, and like if you got like a piece of meat stuck in between your teeth, they said that's called a lub, L-U-B. Remember that? And like, do you remember when if the last 4 Cheerios in your cereal bowl cling together for survival? It was called Cheerio Automatic or something like that.
No, I don't know. I didn't watch Saturday Night Live.
It was kind of funny. It was just Saturday Night Live crap. So anyway, Zelig.
Zelig.
Where's it? It's from the U.S. It was made in the 80s, and it's what's the definition?
A person who is able to change their appearance, behavior, or attitudes so as to be comfortable in any situation.
Ooh, somebody that's very coy. A Zelig, kind of like a chameleon.
Exactly.
All right. Very good. I think we're out of here.
Peace.
Peace. Praise the Lord.